Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty in the Frizz. My name is Kara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. Today is the day that you all have not been waiting for, and that's totally fine because I told you it was coming. Now this is just, you know what I'm saying, honest transparency, and that's it. I'm showing y'all my KKW beauty collection, so if you want to see it, keep watching this video, and if you don't, you don't. And that's totally fine too. Also in this video, I'm going to show you how I got this look with her new Camo palette that I got for 20 bucks. So if makeup is your therapy, if it's your escape, if it makes you happy, and if you really love eyeshadow, definitely consider subscribing and joining the community because I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. I think I hear the mail. All right, y'all. So here is my whole collection. These are my palettes. I will go through those. That's a blush palette. This is an eye contour palette. Some of the stuff I just got with the closing because eye contour is, yeah. And these are lip liners, a contour stick. Where's the other one? More lip liners and more lip liners. That's my collection. Now we're gonna talk about it. Okay, so y'all saw my collection. I'm trying to figure out how I got so hooked onto KKW Beauty. And I think that it was from Lynn because I don't see many KKW Beauty reviews, but when I first started watching YouTube, Lynn is one of the earlier people that I encountered, and she loves KKW Beauty. So I think that's who influenced me to try the brand, and I will link Lynn's channel in the cards. KKW Beauty is no more. I know that doesn't make many people sad, and I am not sure of the details behind, you know, her brand having to rebrand. From what I know, her brand is owned by the Seed Company, I believe, and I think they are also the owners of ColourPop. Now, please correct me on these details if I'm wrong, but I honestly didn't pay too much attention to all the background stuff. Due to the closing of the brand, there was a huge sale. I did get some items to add to my collection. I do think that maybe her prices could be lower, but that's neither here nor there. So anyway, as the shutdown date approached, she had a lot of things heavily discounted, including the Camo palette that I was dead set.
You know where the orange and purple?
It should be in that desk. In the playroom. Oh, it's in the playroom somewhere. Oh yeah, so I did buy the Camo palette that I did a whole video on about how I didn't need it. It was really overpriced. I think it was originally $52 or $58, and I was like, no, but $20, I was cool with that. And then I think it went down to $13, so, you know, I caved. And I actually do like it, but I'll get into a little mini review of that later. So let's just go into the collection really quick. Well, not really quick. Some things that I liked, I gotta say liked, about KKW Beauty is the packaging was very minimalistic. It's just plain. So you're not going to be fooled by any fancy packaging, or, you know, it's not going to be this luxurious experience. It's just KKW Beauty. I do enjoy that she's not on the front of all of her palettes. It's not about her, even though it is, but you know what I'm saying? When you see this palette, like I'm thinking about the new Kylie collection. Like I would not be able to get that collection just off that picture on the front. Like, okay, and you reminded me that I need to, you know, shape up in this area here. It's like, I don't want to look at that when I'm putting on my makeup. So,
yeah, baby. What's it be?
Oh no, I'm recording. No, I'm recording right now. Sorry. Gotta share the TV. Her lipsticks, they're just plain, you know, nothing, no fancy gimmick or anything like that. Let's start off by looking at the lipsticks. Now, her lipsticks are one of my favorite products. What I really liked about it, I think about like Propa Beauty now. Oh, and Juvia's Place. How, well, with Propa, their first set of lipsticks was like a nude for all skin tones. And when I think of Juvia's Place, they have their matte lipsticks grouped in different color categories. And KKW, her lipsticks did both of those things. So she had the nudes, the peaches, the pinks, she had the reds, and then she had some miscellaneous other lipsticks, glosses, and things like that. Now her nudes range from shade 1 to 8, but when you got into the middle, there were like half increments. So it would be like nude 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4. And I thought that was really cool. And when you see the swatches, you'll just see there's just very slight differences between the shades. The same thing, I believe, went for her liners. Looking at these colors here, there's not much difference between them, but when you do put them on, you can tell the difference. And I think that could be the difference for someone of another skin tone. So I love these. I use a lot of them interchangeably. I couldn't even tell you which one I have on now, but I do have on nude 3.5 right now. Now for her sale, I did want to try one of her reds. So I have the shade Cherry Pop, which again, I'm just going to show everything swatched on my arm because I know y'all not really trying to see this anyway, but I just feel like I need to share it. I also got her classic icon lipstick. I have a matte here, and then she has some like random shades, like this one's called Enchanting, and that's a pink as well. I did grab a few more liners. I didn't buy much at the sale. Most of the stuff I've had for quite some time. Let me show you these lipstick swatches and I'll be right back. So here are the nudes. This 2.5, 3.5, 4, 6, and 7. So that's what I have from her nude line. Okay, now the peaches, I have peach 2, 3, and 4. For the pinks, I have 3, 5, and this is called Enchanting. And then for red, I have Cherry Pop. And from the Makeup by Mario collection, this one's called She's a Mixer. And from her 90s collection, this is Classic Icon 1. And lastly, I have 3 glosses, Black Cherry, Flammable, and Proud of You. This one's from the Makeup by Mario collection. As far as the lipstick feel and smell and all of that, the lipsticks kind of have more of a cosmetic smell. They're not like Propa or some of my other lipsticks that like have a fruity smell or shea butter type smell or anything like that. But I will say that they are really long lasting. They're way more long lasting than the Propa Beauty shades. I just love nude lips. Her glosses really aren't my favorite. I remember grabbing all of these on sale. They're not my favorite. They're not like the Pat McGrath glosses or anything like that I really, really love. I use these all the time. These and her lipsticks I use constantly. And I think they're still on Ulta, some of them, and they're deeply discounted. Can't find the piece that goes with this, but this is her highlighter and contour set. This is a double-ended stick. I believe that the Uma Beauty ones are better than these, so if you like this kind of thing, I would check them out. I did use the highlighter for concealer today, and then that's like a concealer type shade here. And then you can use this shimmer shade to go ahead and highlight. I did use that. And I did use the contour for a little bronzing effect, but I can't find that. I have one blush palette. This is called Classic Shimmers. This is basically your little trio of blushes. You have an orange, pink, and more of a berry blush shade. And these are really cute. She came out with this in the shimmer format as well as the matte format, and it's huge. It's gonna last me forever. If you like a blush that has more of a dewy type feel to it or look to it, but not shimmery like a highlighter, this would have been a good blush. I feel weird kind of talking about this since it's not something that can really be bought, but I'm just sharing my collection because I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but when I did my makeup regrets video, I talked about not talking about KKW Beauty because I thought people would be like, oh, unsubscribe, why does she like them, or why does she like this, or I don't support that. And then I'm like, you know what, people subscribe and unsubscribe all the time, no matter what I talk about. So I just feel like I might as well share. So I only have one eyeliner and I just bought it. It's just plain white. Her eyeliners are okay. I like the lip liners a lot better. Let's get into the palettes and then we'll get into the little mini review of the Camo palette. I do know a lot of people picked that up, even if you did it in secret. Now, one of the things that I bought, which was, I don't want to say it was a stupid release, but I don't know, you be the judge. This is the Eye Contour Duo. Now, don't get me wrong, because we all have these colors in our collection, but this is good for a no makeup look. You can use a bronzer for this. You really don't need this, but I don't know how much I paid for it, but it was like super cheap. So basically there's a transition shade and an outer V shade. I like this because I can just grab it and take these two shades and then put on one of my Cleonas. And that's the look, and it's perfect. And you can just sweep either one of these shades on your under eye to, you know, make it a little smoky, and then take one of your indie singles or something like that, and that'll be the standout. Super quick. I mean, can you pull out a palette that has these same shades? Absolutely. It's kind of cute for people that don't have a lot of eyeshadow, you know what I mean? But for someone like me, it's like, I really didn't need this, but it's kind of a cute idea. Sort of. So I'm going to try to talk about the palettes in the order that I purchased them. That's what I'm going to try to do. This is the Classic Blossom palette. Now, if you think about this, very similar to Urban Decay Naked Cherry. And I really like this palette a lot. If you like those kind of berry, strawberry, pink, but not too pink looks, this was a great palette. I really like the performance of the palette, and I just really didn't have any problems with it. I've worn this palette several times and it still works well despite me having it as long as I have, and I enjoy it. So that's Classic Blossom. Now I might swap out that light pink shade because I'm into that lately. So I got into this like depotting, what do you call it? Depotting frenzy. And I actually depotted the So Fire palette. Now, if you look at this, this is just your typical warm eyeshadow palette. I love the gold in here. It's just really kind of volcanic. Yeah, the names were kind of based on like fire and volcanic eruption type situations. So I really do like this palette. I also wanted to say that the Classic Blossom was inspired by the cherry blossoms. Okay, so I think the next palettes that I bought were the Makeup by Mario collection that they did together, and this was the first time I heard of Mario. So I know he's like a renowned makeup artist, but I did not know who he was. This palette was called The Artist and Muse. It's an everyday palette. It's mostly warm and it has this like cool gray shade that's really pretty. The performance of the palette is consistent with the other palettes that I have. Now, the other palette in the collection was just the KKW and Mario eyeshadow palette. And this one was really beautiful because it had that pop of blue. I think that was a thing at one point, maybe, the pop of blue. Basic everyday neutrals, and looks like you can wear this day and night possibly, and then you've got your pop of blue. So I really, really like this palette as well. Next, we have one of my favorite palettes by her, and this was the collab she did with Winnie Harlow, and there they go. I really, really love this palette so much, and actually there's not a color in this palette that I cannot wear. So I just really enjoy this one a lot. Again, it's something you could wear day as well as night, and I just love all the shades. Now, I believe that this collection came with highlighters and lip glosses and such, but I just bought the palette. I also have her matte palette, and this is Cocoa Matte, thus the reason that I didn't need that eye contour. And I got this secondhand on Mercari, so I didn't pay full price for it, but this is just a really great companion palette for my eyeshadow singles. So that's what I will be using this one for. This one's just kind of gotten lost in my makeup drawer. So I'm gonna pull this back out and I'll probably swap out this light shade. I've been doing a lot of that lately. You'll see some videos coming, but taking out shades that I can't use or won't use and just substituting my singles in there just so that my collection is used more and that my singles are being used. So that's the Cocoa Matte. Another collection she came out with was the Celestial Skies, and that was 3 palettes. This one is called Sepia Sunset, and it looks like this. I love this. It's small. You know, you can still do several looks. You've got a classic brown there, and then you can, you know, switch it up with these shimmers. It's just a really pretty palette. I have not used this, so I need to put it in action. This was the, let's see, Crystallized eyeshadow palette. This one went down to like 11 bucks. And this was her holiday collection from 2020. Here's the palette right here. This is another really beautiful palette, but again, you know, you can see some shades repeated, but you know what? A lot of brands do that, so I'm not mad. This is a very common duochrome that brands do, but it was just nice to see that in this palette. All of her palettes, as far as I'm concerned, have the same performance. So I don't know if it's the same formula as ColourPop or not, but I don't have any issue with the performance at all. And the last palette I acquired before the Camo palette was the Classic 2 palette. I do not have Classic 1. It just was really similar to a lot of things that I already had in my collection. Here is Classic 2, which I kind of like better than Classic 1. But again, you've got a variety of browns. You've got your kind of orangey matte shade, orangey brown matte. You can just see kind of a cohesiveness between all of her collections. You know, she didn't really come out with anything that was out of line, or not out of line, but just contrary to her aesthetics. She seemed to know, or whoever's guiding her seemed to know exactly what to put out. I just think people don't like her, and that's fine. So now we're gonna get into the last part of the collection. I think I have shared everything else with you guys, but we're gonna talk a little bit about this Camo palette here. I'm gonna swatch it and I'm gonna show you how I got this look, and then we'll just go ahead and wrap it up. I'm gonna get the boys out the shower real quick though. Okay, you guys, so now we're gonna take a quick look at the Camo palette. Now, this was the first time I heard a lot of people talk about KKW Beauty, just because it seems like everybody loves the camo, you know, grungier, green, beige type color scheme. So this was the palette, and it was 2 shades larger than her normal 10 shade palettes, and the price was, you know, a tad higher. Her regular palettes retail for $45. This one I think was $52, something like that. This one was a bit overpriced, I will say. But here's the color scheme here. This is definitely a palette I could wear every day to work. I definitely have this color scheme in my collection. As I said, I did do a video. I will link it, talking about some other palettes that you may own that have that camo scheme. I just know that with the 12 shades, it's easier to see the camo scheme in a palette like this, maybe versus the 28 shades in Metropolis. But no. And then there is the Child. I just want to say that. So here are the swatches of the palette. They're not the brightest, they're not the most shiniest shimmers, but again, this is a great everyday palette. She tried to have a little duochrome action here. This is a really pretty shade, actually. I personally like the color scheme. It fits right in with everything else that she's come out with. I didn't expect anything more or less. So this is the look that I created with the palette. So we're gonna get into that now, and then I'll be back to wrap up. Oh, I just had to show y'all my new ears. My 2 co-workers are obsessed with Disney, and she just came back from Disney and bought me these ears. I just got them from her yesterday. I love them, and I'm so thankful for them. It says Epcot International Food and Wine Festival 2021. So these are limited edition, and that's a little saying right there. And I think we're gonna wear these on the first day of school because of the little apples here. So I'm so excited. All right, let's go ahead and get into the look. Just so y'all know what's happening right here, August has dropped off a toy, a LeBron James plushie that it was not to his liking. So that's what's happening here.
I wanted to stay here until your video's done.
Why do you want him in here? You acted like you didn't want him. You were gonna treat him like trash on the street.
I want him to stay here.
Oh, okay. So August is on the outs with me because he begged me the other morning. I was trying to lay down for this LeBron James plushie from Space Jam or whatever. So he's been harassing me. When's it gonna be here? When's it gonna be here? This was yesterday. So today, when we get home, it's here. He's pumped. He takes it out the package. And then like 5 minutes later, he gonna say, I really wanted to buy this for Marky. I was like, what's wrong with it? He was like, nothing. I just really wanted it for Marky. I'm like, no, you didn't, because Marky doesn't even play with stuff like that. So I'm guessing the plushie is too small. These things cost a lot of money. Ungrateful hearts. Ungrateful hearts. I always talk to the boys about waking up with a grateful heart, and stuff like this just really frost my cookies. I don't know what else to say. So let me show y'all LeBron real quick. Now, personally, I wouldn't have gotten this anyway because this doesn't even look like LeBron. The hairline is not like LeBron. The complexion is not like LeBron. Why does he have this goofy face? It's just too much. Like, this does not look like LeBron. Why? It's like a light-skinned LeBron. So I might send it back to Amazon just off that, but we knew that this is what it looked like. But you're not gonna get this and tell me it's too small. So then I try to tell him like plushies come in all shapes and sizes. So I made him feel real bad because you're not letting me sleep. You harassing me, asking me to check my phone to see, you know, when it comes. And then I'm so excited for him to open up the damn toy. And then when he looks at it and he's not excited, no, that really was grinding my gears today. So I'm acting real salty with him. I don't really care, but at the same time, because I will send them right on back to Amazon with these 2 tea kettles I need to send back because they were smaller than expected as well. But no. And I made him give me $10 out of his wallet. All right, let's get into this look. That was just a little aside, but y'all know I don't have nobody to talk to about this stuff right now, you know? Because Marky surely doesn't care. Let's start with the shade Vintage Khaki. That's gonna be the transition. So I really love how this shade went on. Very seamless, very beautiful, blended out perfectly. Now we're gonna go into the shade Fatigue, and that is gonna be the outer corner / crease shade. I'm just using my Refer 13 brush, which is great to get in the crease and especially great for those with hooded eyes. I'm also going to take a little bit of the Fatigue shade and just bring it underneath the lower lash line just a little bit, just to tie this area together. All right, y'all, now for the shimmer. Let's go in with the shade Camo, which is this one. I'm gonna go in with a finger, but I'm just gonna spray my finger a little bit with my new spray bottle. I got this idea from Coco. She's here on YouTube, and she says she keeps her Mayron mixing liquid in a spray bottle. I've never used it before. Yadi sent it to me a long time ago, so let's try this out for the shimmer. This is really pretty, and it's not, you know, overly shimmery. So, you know, I think this is a great shimmer that you could wear on a daily basis. For the inner corner points, we're gonna take the shade Combat. I'm also gonna take that shade and highlight my brow bone here. For the lower lash line, let's take the shade Mud, which is this deep brown here. And that is a look. Let me know what y'all think about this. I'm feeling it, y'all. I'm feeling it. I am going to put on just some liner and mascara, and I will be back to wrap up the video. So if you're still with me, I want to say thank you, because I know, based on people that I talk to, a lot of people don't care for KKW Beauty, but you do care for me. So thank you for, you know, hanging out with me and just watching as I share my collection. I'm going to continue to use what I have. I am curious about what will be different in, you know, the next launch, and if she's going to come out with anything that I'm interested in, or is the formula going to be one that I don't like. I'm just not sure. I'm just curious, you know, especially just as a makeup enthusiast, about what's gonna happen next, and you know, we shall see. All right, so thank you again for sharing some of your time with me. And as far as this look goes, I'm sure you have these colors in your collection somewhere. I think it's easy enough to recreate. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope this was therapy for you, because it definitely was for me. And until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice, stay safe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.